Good afternoon and happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to the Swirl Suite. My name is Sarita, and you can follow the Swirl Suite on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can follow me, Vine Me Up, on all social media. Hey, gals, what's going on? How y'all doing?
All right, and you? Hey, everybody.
All right. For the podcasters that are just listening to us, tell everybody who you are and your blog.
Okay, I am Tanisha Townsend, and my blog is Girl Meets Glass, where I talk about what I drink and where I am. And I usually have a lot to say because I drink a lot. So there's that.
That's for sure.
You ain't have to co-sign so quickly. You did not.
Glennis?
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Sunday. My name is Glennis Hill. My blog is Vino Noir. And I'm on pretty much all social media. I guess. Let me rephrase that. No, I'm not. I'm trying to tell you.
Right. That was
Twitter, Facebook, only. Yeah, because you won't find me. Wine education, wine tasting. I love all things wine. Hello and welcome to the Swirl Suite.
Welcome. Beyond the new. Okay, carry on.
Hello, everyone. I am Leslie Freelo. A blessing goes a long way. I am Leslie Freelo, and I am with Vino 301. My blog is Vino 301. It is all things Maryland wine. If you want to know what's going on in Maryland and wine culture, look me up.
So, Leslie, I got to be nosy. Where are you going? Because it looked like you got on church clothes.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, she is in her Sunday best. I have a comment, but I'm saving.
She's going somewhere special this afternoon.
She is Sunday best.
For all the new listeners, we're sorry. This is what we do. Wine plus jokes.
Listen, get into it. So, are we going to talk about your Sunday best and pearls?
Exactly. Right. Exactly. I love my pearls. I am going to a surprise party. It's interesting. It's called a Sunday Sip.
Okay.
It's a Sunday happy hour.
And it's a surprise? For whom?
One of my friends, her husband is doing a surprise party.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
But yeah. I see you ready for him. Hit him with the show.
I know. I got a little show out.
I see you last night. I like it.
I went.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Our hashtag is at Covenant. Oh, never mind. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm like, at Covenant. She went right back to 11 o'clock service, man.
Reading something else. Go ahead. Carry on.
Let me find out we don't have your attention. What we got to do, Glennis?
So today we're going to be talking about kosher wines with a special guest in a second. As a matter of fact, I'm going to call her now. But her name is Allie, and her blog is Glass After Work, and she blogs about wine and beer. And she lives in the DC area. And my first time meeting her, it's crazy. The first time I met her was at the Wine Bloggers Conference, and she lives in the city, in not like next to my neighborhood. We live in the same part of town and never met each other. And yeah, we just sort of bumped into each other at the Wine Bloggers Conference, my second year. Crazy.
I didn't realize she was that close to you.
Yeah, she lives. I ain't gonna put her neighborhood out there, but she don't let you talk to me.
She lives in Pleasant Hill, 3 blocks down. So you're gonna be like, oh, hey, girl.
Right.
Just hanging out around the local spots, like, I'm trying to catch a glimpse.
Yes. Yes, and she told me that she has experimented with a lot of kosher wines, and she knows all about it. So.
Great, because I know Manischewitz, and that is the extent of
that's pretty yes. And at one point, that was my mother's go-to wine. So
really,
that was a lot of people's go-to wine. Yeah. You ask a lot of older people, that's like their first wine. If you're like, "Oh, what's the first thing you had?" They'd be like, "Oh, Manischewitz." That's kind of how I started.
Does it come in that jug with the handle?
No.
Okay, then maybe I've never had it before.
You thinking about what's the one that comes into? Is that Franzia? No, that's the box.
What's the box?
What's the one? The Carlo Rossi?
I
I
don't
think that
know.
comes in a
It's
jug.
always at the
One?
bottom of the shelf in liquor stores,
Yeah.
and it got the
Right.
handle that you got hold like that.
And they call it Burgundy. I'm like, this not. I'm like, y'all are liars.
Hey, Allie.
Hi guys.
Hello.
How are you all?
Good. How are you?
How are you doing?
Good. I'm good.
Excellent. Excellent.
Wonderful.
So, Allie, we know you. Would you like to introduce yourself to all the other people who may not?
Sure. So I am Allison Aiken. I write a glass after work. Usually in the wine world, I go by Allie. So Alleigh, and I've been doing this since 2009. So I've actually been doing this for a while.
Wow. Do you still enjoy
Wow.
it just as much?
I do. I'm a little behind on my blogging these days. It's been a busy start to the year, but I figure when I don't enjoy it, I will completely stop it all. I just clearly need better time management skills.
Gotcha. And did you say where everybody can follow you? Did you say that already?
I'm sorry, I don't know if I did. So my blog is at glassafterwork.com. I am on Twitter at Allie, Alleigh, on Instagram at Allie77. And I'm on Vivino also at Allie77.
Nice.
Nice. Well, welcome.
Welcome,
Thank you.
welcome. So, I really don't know. So, can you explain what kosher wine is?
Yeah, sure. So there's two different ways that kosher wine can be made kosher. One I'm a fan of, one I'm not. Basically, you can have a kosher wine that is made only by Jews and then is certified by the rabbi saying that it is kosher. And that's part of what makes it kosher is because it's only been handled by religious Jews. And then the other way to do it is you can have the wine, all the grapes and all of the farming practices can be handled by non-Jews, but then they boil it. It's called mashuval wine, and then it's blessed by the rabbi. So basically the pasteurization process, it's a flash pasteurization, but it does change the taste just a little bit. But that basically cleanses it so that it can then be blessed by the rabbi and be kosher.
Huh. And so which one are you not a fan of?
I don't like the mashuval wine. In general, it gives it sometimes it's just a little bit of bubble gum or a little bit of mustiness. It's just not as good. Not as good.
Interesting. Wow.
It's one of the reasons why I've had trouble finding a sparkling wine that I have found one kosher sparkling wine that I really like called Delico. You can actually get it fairly inexpensively at Whole Foods, but otherwise, I feel like, especially with the sparkling wines, they make it mashuval, and it's like they've boiled the heck out of it. It's gross.
Wow.
It's just gross. So.
Huh. Interesting.
So when they do that, what's the alcohol content?
So the alcohol content still ends up being about the same. It's not, that doesn't seem to have much of an impact on it. So with your sparkling wines, it's going to be a little lower. When they do it with the red wines, it's still, is in your 13-14%. But it's just not. I am definitely, I don't tend to be a hater on, doing certain types of wine certain ways. But I hate it. I just hate it.
So, a question: is kosher wine easy to find? Can you find it everywhere?
So it's easier now than it was. It's online and it's super easy. There are a number of, just in general, if you go to wine.com, for example, you can find it there. There is actually a kosherwine.com that I end up actually getting a lot of my wine from. Their prices tend to be a little more expensive, but their selection is huge. And like I said, I have started to find you can go into Whole Foods or Harris Teeter. Trader Joe's actually has some decent kosher wines, so they're popping up a little more. I think that's part of the change in kosher wine. Everybody used to think about Manischewitz and kind of the sweet.
We just had a conversation about me.
So so gross.
Don't be pooping on Manischewitz.
Oh, see, so this is the thing. Passover a few years ago, I brought like really nice red wine. I was like, I was ready to go, show my family how to do it. My cousin's like, I don't know about this. I miss the Manischewitz. And she like went and she opened it up. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. No, why would you choose this? Gross. So.
And that's when you know you can't help people. When they say that, you're just like, all right. You just gotta be like, I can't. Y'all not.
I'll just drink this bottle by myself.
Not related.
Thank you. Thank you for not wasting it. I'll drink it by myself.
That's exactly it. I mean, come on. Like if that's where you're going, I just like you said, I can't do anything with that. It's gross. So yeah, I think it's a lot easier now. I have actually found I will drink kosher wine off and on through the year. I don't keep kosher. I'm Jewish, but I don't keep kosher. I don't keep kosher in any way. But during like the September, the high holy days, like in that 8 days from Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur, and then also through Passover, that's kind of my time where I do keep kosher, and so I drink kosher wine then, and it is a lot easier to find better kosher wine now than it was even 5 years ago, and I've started to find that some of the wines I'm drinking during the year are kosher just because they're good wines. Sure. Versus the fact that, I need a kosher wine, so let me go get one.
Wow, interesting.
So where are most kosher wines produced? Or is it all over the map?
So it is all over the map. I would say I think the best ones still are going to mostly come from Israel. There are a couple of really good, I think, kosher wineries in California. The ones in California tend to be a lot more expensive. That's kind of the trade-off, I think, that happens. And Spain has started doing some more affordable kosher wines. So I think I don't necessarily have a whole lot of recommendations right in that area right now. But this year I actually, for some reason, as I've started doing my kosher wine buying for Passover, I've ended up with a lot of Spanish kosher wine. So we'll see how that works out. That could backfire. I don't know yet. Nothing like having family as guinea pigs.
That's what they're there for.
So Allie, are you drinking kosher tonight with us?
I am. So,
what are you drinking?
All right. If you can see it, it's Covenant wines.
Oh, okay.
So Covenant is actually a winery out in California, but this is one of the wines that they're making from vineyards in Israel. So I thought that was kind of an interesting take on it. What's nice about Covenant is that they've got a good kind of spectrum. This is a little more on the expensive side. I tend to find that the red wines kosher wines are like 10 in general. They're like $10, $15 more expensive than what the equivalent wine would be for non-kosher. But so this is their website said it was a $75 bottle of wine. On kosherwine.com it was like it was on sale. It was like a $50 bottle. But Covenant Wines has some good kind of less, like under $20 wines. They call them their Red Sea wines, and it's funny because it's Red Sea like as in but also it's a big Red Sea, so like the letter.
Got it.
So
okay.
it's and they tend to be a little less expensive, but they're really, really good. And then they've got their actual Covenant wines, and now they've got and those are out of California. Basically what you would expect, big, like a Chardonnay, oaky Chardonnay, and a big red. And then now they've started doing some wines out of Israel. So
wow.
This is the first time I've had it. It's very good. So.
Glynis, you had a pinotage. I'm waiting to hear about this.
Is it kosher pinotage?
It is Ugav. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I just tweeted it, trying to adjust this light so you can.
Okay, that's perfect.
Oh. I leave my hand on the light because there you go.
Okay.
And it's rye red. Let me set it down so you can actually see the glass. If you can see the color.
Oh, yeah.
It is beautiful.
That is some great color right there.
It is phenomenal. This particular wine is from Israel. It's Judean Hill. It's from the Judean Hills area. It is actually 75% pinotage with So that's why they are able to put Pinotage on the front label. But they blended with 15% Petit Verdot.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
Yum.
Huh.
Let's see. Now that's all I could memorize. So now I'm going to read from the bottom. Okay. America, here we go.
That's good you did all that. I'd have been the whole time like, so what it says on my trusty app here.
It is actually 12.5% alcohol, ABV, which is really good. It's very well balanced, just without reading the notes, and I'll go over the notes that the actual winemaker says. But for me, it is very well balanced. It's silky smooth. The consistency on the palate for a for a red wine that's this dry, it almost has a sweetness because of the way it feels on the palate.
So is it? Can I ask? Is it a Mashival wine or is it a regular?
Okay, so let's talk about that. How would I know?
Okay, so on the
I just
I'm
read
sorry,
mine.
on the back, on the back somewhere near where it says kosher, that it's a kosher wine, it'll have like the little K.
Okay.
It has like a little circle with a K in it somewhere.
Okay. I'm going to show you it, and maybe you can. Let's see.
Okay, so you have a U. So if folks can see, the little U with a circle in it, that actually means it's kosher, and the P next to it means it's kosher for Passover. And it does not look it does not look like it's a Mashival wine, but just the letter with the circle in it, it indicates which rabbi basically said it was okay for.
It's a Jerusalem Gold winery. It's on the front. I don't know if y'all had saw that. It's this light is horrible. It's a Jerusalem Gold winery. I found this at a little boutique wine store in Wheaton Mall.
Oh wow!
And
nice.
I was asking. I was like, I haven't had a South African Pinotage in a minute. That's what I was actually in the store looking for. And the guy said, "Well, I do have another Pinotage," and he said it's from Israel. I said, huh? No, literally. I was like, no, I don't want that. Then I was like, oh, wait a minute. We're having a wine thing. We're talking about kosher wines. Yeah, I need that one. So I said, let's try it.
How much was that bottle, if you don't mind me asking?
$23.99.
Oh, wow.
Oh, good price.
Okay. All right.
Yep. It's not one of my real expensive ones, but it tastes like it.
So would you get it again? Would you get it again?
I only bought one bottle for this because I was a little nervous, but I will go back and buy several more. This could actually be a go-to. Because it is, it has the weight and the dark berry fruits on it, like a very tannic Cabernet Sauvignon, but it's not at all, and I'm just so excited. And it's not doesn't have the same amount of alcohol, because some of those big bold cabs could go 14 and up. But this is 12.5. It's like perfect. Wow. Perfect. For good for your meats, sauces, like any red sauce. Now, like I said, I was gonna go into what the winemaker said. Again, 85% Pinotage, 15% Petit Verdot. My math is a little off this morning, and I haven't even been drinking that much. This afternoon. What I did find that was interesting about this is their grapes do come from selected vineyards in Lachish, Lachish, and it goes through a micro oxygenation and aging process in American oak for 6 months. So,
wow,
I do recommend it. It is nice.
Very nice.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I have to check that out. That's a good price.
Yeah. Tanisha, are you drinking anything?
I'm not. No,
Okay.
I didn't go out and get a kosher wine. So I was drinking, but it wasn't kosher. So we could.
Now, Leslie, I'm just going to assume that you're not drinking behind the wheel.
I'm going to pray.
Leslie got her shoulders out. She don't need no drinks.
I'm going to be getting drinks.
Okay.
She's like, I don't take sand to the beach. No, she's not drinking yet.
So my wine is white. It's a Gabrielli. Is that how you say it? And it's Pinot Grigio, and it is a Meshuggah. Did I say it right? How do you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
Meshuggah.
is. It's right on the back. As soon as you told us to look, I saw it. But it does have the U and the P. But it's Pinot Grigio. I found it at Whole Foods. I think it was about $15, $16. What do I think? No, it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not great. It's just like one of those wines. You
Gave
know
a
how you
hard
go
pause.
to a,
I know. I was nervous.
you know
She
how you
gave
go
a
to
hard
like
pause.
A little
big,
vanilla pudding-ish.
oh, not that bad. Not that bad. Not that bad.
Oh.
It's like it's like
Oh,
a
I'm
banquet
sorry.
wine, like a banquet wine, where you go to like a wedding or some sort of event at a banquet hall or something, and they got a Merlot, a Chardonnay, a Pinot Grigio. This would be the Pinot Grigio. It's your basic quintessential Pinot Grigio. I mean, it's decent. It's got a real tropical nose on it. It's got big acidity. It's a little harsh on the palate, a little harsh, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I probably wouldn't get it again, but I can appreciate it for what it's for. So, but
So that's probably like for us as well. We mix that and make some type of punch out of it.
yes,
Gotcha.
yes.
Gotcha.
A good sangria.
Sangria.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
So, yes, still, Allie, another question would be with these wines. So, I know the rabbi blesses them and things. Are the vineyards blessed too, or how
that's
does
a good
it
question.
work with the growing process? Is it something special as well, or no?
So there's oversight that happens in the vineyards to make sure that everything goes according to kosher law. So yes, that does happen. But it's not like if you're doing something biodynamic or some of these other kind of winemaking techniques. It's not like there's necessarily something special that has to be done.
Okay.
In that sense to make it kosher. It's more about
The handling.
the handling of it. Yes.
Because what I find, because I grew up with a lot of friends and my mother's friends who were Jewish, and for the longest time, a lot of people were like, "Oh, you're a black Jew." I was like, "Okay, I'll take that because they're rich." Yeah, because I was the only, literally, I was the only black girl in Patterson that was eating gefilte fish, matzo ball soup, and when I go
God,
out,
you ate gefilte fish? Ugh.
I love it.
Oh,
I love it.
I'll remember that next time. We won't. I'm not hosting Passover this year, but maybe next year I will invite you over, and I am happy to have you have the gefilte.
Your portion. Yeah.
Oh God,
Once you get past the gelatin,
Nope,
You
long
good.
right there.
Right, you said enough.
Yep.
once you get
I'm gonna get past it by passing it on to the left.
exactly.
But what I find about the kosher culture, what drew me to it is because I'm such a germaphobe, and that whole blessing and having separate dishes and silverware and pots and pans. It's because of in times where you didn't have all the disinfectants that we have now to keep things clean, you kept things separate. And and it took a rabbi to bless it, to say, yeah, this was done properly, and almost it's healthy enough to eat at this point. So, and that really intrigued the geek in me, and I was like, yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, and I only eat kosher hot dogs. Believe me, I still only eat kosher hot dogs. I was like, oh, hot dogs are special and all that. I can put some blessing on that rabbi. I'm with you.
I will say, you and me both. I do not go anywhere near the non-kosher hot dogs. They are just no. Again, not my thing.
So now I got some Judean pinotage to eat with me, a nice little Hebrew national.
I was gonna say, and I bet your pinotage would go really, really well with those Hebrew nats for sure.
Ooh, I'm happy.
Oh my gosh. You learn something each time on these.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Something new.
Yes. So I have a
You gotta
question.
love me.
So Allie, you're a beer drinker as well. Is there any difference? Do you notice a difference between like kosher wine and kosher beer versus non-kosher?
So I don't know as much about kosher beer. I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
quite delved into that yet.
Mhm.
I'm a little more not nervous about doing it. I feel like it's a little harder to find
Oh,
beer
okay.
that is kosher
Mhm.
beer, and it's taken the wine world so long
Mhm.
to develop good kosher
Yeah.
wine. Like I think the beer folks are just a little further behind there.
Okay. Hmm. Interesting.
Well, when you drink kosher wine, Ali, what kind do you drink? Like what vineyards, wineries, or whatever do you kind of gravitate towards?
Yeah, so if it's just, I mean, for the special stuff, I kind of stick to either Covenant wines, like if I'm doing kind of special holiday dinner, the
Mhm.
more expensive stuff. Covenant wines is very good. I drink a lot of their stuff. Also, Hadju wines, it's Hadju.
Mhm.
They're in California. They do kind of their stuff is a little more thematic. Like the wine I really like from them is called Brobdingnagian, and it's
Mm.
got a whale on the front with with a top hat, invoking Gulliver's travels. It's very funny. Um, when it's more the inexpensive stuff, like I like the sparkling, Delico, from which I can just grab at Whole Foods. It's like I think it's like $13 or $14. Like it's
Mhm.
not, it's and it's completely just regular in the regular price range. And kosherwine.com has started doing some of their own, um, basically their own bottling, and they have a really good Malbec, which is actually sold out right now, which is the only reason why I don't have it.
Mm.
They have a really good Malbec that's coming from South America, and it was also like $12, but I mean it tasted like a $25 wine,
Mm.
$30 wine. Like it was good, and it's definitely it's one of those wines that is worth checking out whether or not you're looking for a kosher wine
Mhm.
or not.
Mhm.
The one problem with it is that the only place you can get it is kosherwine.com,
Mm.
because they're doing it themselves. Um,
Hmm.
but I'm still kind of in the figuring out the best. Dalton Winery is an Israeli winery.
Mhm.
They do some good affordable affordable wines, kind of in that $25 and under range. I feel like white wines you can get under that. It's a lot harder to find the red wines under that. So
Has
That's why I
kosher
was
has
with
kosherwine.com sent you any samples? They sure need to test everything out on you.
yeah.
Right?
right.
Hit
I
them
mean,
up.
they haven't. I will say all of my plugging of kosherwine.com is because I enjoy using them. They have not given
Yeah.
me any no kind of media love, no, and I haven't asked. Like it's fine.
It's fine. We'll slide them this link. It's okay. We'll slide them this link.
Until
Exactly.
Put it in their DMs.
now,
We're gonna slide them the link.
Hey, if they want to, I'm not gonna say no because I sure do use them. So
Girl, yeah, we gonna find them on social media and slide on there. Yeah.
Oh,
Like, hey,
also, I
have
have
you
another
seen this?
question. Where can you drink kosher? Like, can you drink kosher anywhere, like at a bar or a restaurant?
uh, so in DC there is Dino's Grotto. I don't
Yes.
know if you yeah. So they Dino's is kosher. So
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Dino's has some kosher stuff there.
Mhm.
I don't really know about any other
Hmm.
um, kosher wines in the DC area that are available.
Mhm.
I think it's one of those things where people still have the stigma that kosher wine you only drink it when you have to drink it. So
Oh, okay.
people aren't haven't quite made the move to say, oh, this is a good wine and I'm going to get it, and it just
Mhm.
happens to be kosher.
Hmm.
Mm.
My next question.
Well,
Interesting.
I have made the move, Ali.
Yay! Cheers to that.
Go, Glennis.
Clearly, we're gonna have to work on Sarita's choice. So,
No, I just so the thing is, I do have a
Explain it
spot
to us.
the last time I had a kosher wine, I went to one of my favorite spots in Rockville. It's called the Bottle Shop, and the owner
Hmm.
is this little Greek guy, and he knows his wine, and he has a bunch of kosher selections. I just couldn't get to Rockville this week, but I went to the new Whole Foods on 8th Street, and this is what they had. It was either this or a Chardonnay, I believe. So
They do have so here's the thing. They do have the sparkling wine because I was there this morning.
Oh, okay.
They do have the sparkling wine. They don't put it in the kosher wine section. They keep it in the it's not like in a kosher section. It is like in the sparkling wine section with the rest of the prosecco. It's a prosecco. They treat it like a prosecco. You would never know that it was kosher unless you actually went looking for it.
Okay.
And one of the guys that I know through Twitter, Kosher Review, he actually was the one who suggested, because I've been complaining that in particular I haven't been able to find a kosher sparkling wine that is even drinkable. Like they're just, most of them are gross.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you need to go check this one out. And I mean, he steered me right. Like it was, but that's the thing. It's not, you don't know it's kosher unless you actually look for it.
Huh.
Can you either send that information to us again or tweet it or something? So, because I want to check it out.
Yeah.
Yep. As soon as we get off, I'll pull up. I'm pretty sure I did a review of it last year, so I'll link to that too. So.
Excellent. Yeah, this is a very good topic. Because again, I love the whole idea of kosher, the cleanliness and everything behind it, and I'm just actually very excited that I found one.
Yeah,
and it sounds like you found a different one too.
Yeah,
so
this is actually Tanisha's idea. She got some sort of email about Passover wines, and she was just like, "This is a good topic." I was like, "You're absolutely right," and I know who to get on the show. There you go.
Right.
Yay! I'm so glad that you guys thought of me.
Of course.
So, Allie, do you have anything special going on your blog, or do you do anything like special events or anything outside of your blog?
So I don't, not at the moment. I will shortly have a giveaway for a book coming up, for a new release book, but it's not quite live yet. So my big thing is I'm working on my Passover wine recommendations, which will hopefully come up soon. Okay. Like I said, I'm a little behind on my blogging. But I know that particularly when we're talking about Passover wines, everybody's starting to think about them. And if you have to order online, you need to order soon. Yeah. So my goal is to have some recommendations up in the next week or so.
Awesome. And you, so please, one more time, tell everybody where they can follow you.
Yep. So the blog is aglassafterwork.com. It's also on Facebook, A Glass After Work. On Twitter, I'm Allie. It's at ALLEIGH. And on Instagram and on Vivino, it's Allie77, ALLEIGH 77.
Oh, you're 77. I was like, that's not her. Sorry, I didn't tag you, but I did put her.
Some old lady came up. She was like,
yeah, I was a little late to the Instagram party and had to put the 77 on there.
Girl, that happens.
Tanisha, what about you? You got anything coming up?
Yeah, so next week I am headed to Beaune, France. I am a judge in the Feminalize wine competition. So I am very excited about that. It is a day of judging, and it's all women judges.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so I put an application, got accepted, and I'm headed out to judge some wine.
So is it wine from all over?
Yeah, it's wines from all over the world.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. And so I'm just making it like a weekend out of it. So since I'm there in the heart of Burgundy, I'm going to go to a couple wineries and hit a wine bar.
Oh, yum.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Stay tuned to Snap for that.
Oh, yeah. Leslie, what about you?
This past week was American Chocolate Week.
What?
I didn't know if you guys knew that.
How did that slip by me?
Why is that a week?
Why
should be a whole month. Are you kidding?
Right. So tomorrow I am going to talk about our chocolate and wine tours on Be More Life, and talk about chocolate and wine pairings. So if you buy a TV at around 2:30, tune into Fox 45.
All
so
right.
I don't have a TV.
All right.
Maybe I can bootleg it online.
Glennis, what about you?
Okay, I was glad. I was like, cool. I'm glad she picked me last because I was trying to pull it up. Um, yeah. Okay, so I have been invited as media to a tasting dinner on the 5th, and I'm trying to pull this. It is. Thanks so much. Come on, come back down here. You know what, Apple? I'm so mad you stacked everything because it used to be so much. Okay, here we go. It's a dinner from Ben Cara Winery founder, and he's visiting DC, and the wines are indigenous from Turkey. So it's a
Oh, okay.
that I'm
Am I
attending.
going to that? I'm going to that one too.
Yep. So yes, that would be on the 5th. So I'm thinking my Greek trip is no longer going to happen. So that's going to be off the table. So that's it for right now. Oh, and still doing on the 4th the University of Maryland wine seminar. So.
Nice. Leslie,
Okay.
what is the event that we're going to at the Smithsonian? What's the tasting we're going to?
Oh, yeah, that is the American Wine event sponsored by the Smithsonian. And I forget who the wine grower is that's speaking. But you know, each year the Smithsonian does like a some type of wine tasting. Yeah. And so this year they're focusing on American wines.
Please, I'm pulling that up as we speak. It is wine aficionados regularly, blah, 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 blah. Thomas, oh, wait a minute. American Heritage Great Jerry Easterhold, established Vox Vineyards in Kansas City, Missouri. Role model for Thomas Volney-Muson from Texas, viticulturist famed for saving French vineyards from phylloxera epidemic. So that's what he's going to be talking about, and so on. So that's the event.
And so I don't know if you guys know, but this week was Black Podcast Week. So I've been tweeting a lot about different podcasts, and I found out about so many different podcasts this week. So I've been listening to podcasts nonstop, and there's a big Twitter chat this evening at 7, and I think all the Black podcasters are going to get on and talk about their podcasts. But we are considered a podcast too, even though we do video. This turns into a podcast, so you can follow us, follow our episodes on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. So we are considered a podcast if you didn't know. But so that's been fun. That's been really fun. And this week I went to 2 business events. So We Act Radio is a local radio station in Anacostia, and Behind the Mind Radio, they sponsored a business event called Grow and Leverage. And the 2 events I went to this week were just all about rethinking how you do business, because a lot of times we're just trying to, get by day to day, and they just sort of change your mind on how to do things and go about it a different route. So it was there were a lot of speakers who would do a lot of things that are outside the box. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, that was about it. That's for me.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Allie, so what are you up to?
So I'm actually traveling for my day job next week. So next week's kind of a rough one. I'm doing a lunch though on April 2nd with shoot, and I was gonna look it up while you guys were talking, but I was actually listening to what you were saying, and so I kind of missed that opportunity. I can tweet about it and let you know who it was, but I'm doing a wine lunch with a winemaker on Monday the 2nd that I'm actually really looking forward to. They're Italian, they're French. They're French wines from Loire, and I forget who the winemaker is, but that should be fun. When the blog post gets up, I don't know, but there will definitely be some Instagram and tweets about it. So
Nice.
Yeah,
Well,
so that'll be good.
Well, Ali, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. You
Yes.
have to come back and talk wine with us.
Thank you. Very educational.
Yeah,
Ex-
thank you for having me. This was great.
No problem.
Yeah, this was great. Thank you.
And
Appreciate
tell
it.
all of your followers that this episode can be found on YouTube probably later tonight. And
Perfect.
all the episodes.
That's efficient.
Yeah. Later, later tonight, and also as a podcast tomorrow morning on all the hosts I mentioned before.
Fantastic. I will do that. Thanks again for having me.
All right, thank you.
Bye, Ali. Take care.
Bye.
Are we no longer live?
No, we're still recording. Did you want to share anything else? Ali was the only one who left the group.
Oh, no.
No,
I
that's
didn't want
it.
to be.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Tune in next
Thanks
time.
for participating.
I don't know what the next topic is going to be. If you want to tweet us or send us an email on something you want us to talk about, please do. It'll be fun. Cheers.
Have a great week, everyone.